Trans wizard Harriet Porber should be riding high after crafting one of the most powerful spells of all time. A magical effect that brings you exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. Unfortunately, once unleashed upon the world, this spell causes nothing but chaos and is promptly banned. Blacklisted from the wizarding community, Harriet moves to Las Vegas with her bad boy Procerophilus husband, Snape, moping around while Snape performs a musical residency. But things change when the couple realize another book is starting, a sequel. And soon enough, Harriet is rediscovering her love of magic with the help of old friends and mysterious new arrivals. Now Harriet is ready to stage her comeback magic show, affectionately titled The Theater of Love. Of course, this plan is easier said than done. A megacorporation named Just Kidding Recreation holds sway over all Las Vegas entertainment, using lawsuits and intimidation to squash the competition. And while a hypnotist serpent named the Great Magini insists she's there to help, it quickly becomes apparent her plans are much more sinister. Can trans wizard Harriet Porber thwart the dastardly plots of JK Recreations and the Great Magini? Maybe not on her own, but with a group of like-minded friends by her side. Harriet is about to discover the fourth-wall-breaking strength of whole communities speaking truth to power and standing up against hate in the name of love. Hello everyone, and welcome once again to the Heir's Lair. I'm your host, Jonathan Taylor. Excuse me, my hair kind of did a thing. Okay, it's done now. In today's video, as perhaps me reading the synopsis and the title has already given away, I'm once again visiting the Tingleverse, this time for a review of the second book in what is currently the Trans Wizard Harriet Porber duology, affectionately titled Trans Wizard Harriet Porber and the Theater of Love. I already gave you my opinions about the first book in case you're curious. And if you want to know what my in-brief opinions on this book are, well, they are as follows. This book is a perfect blend of heartfelt honesty and scathing satire. This author is relentless when it comes to attacking his characters, to attacking the targets of his satire. Yet he is simultaneously capable of delivering an immersive, an engrossing, and exciting message of community and solidarity. His writing is as immersive and exciting and sensuous as it always is. And this time, only this time, there is it is all in service of a grander message, and there is a very rich and very fulfilling cake under the quite elaborate frosting. So I can really only recommend that you go out and get this book and enjoy it on its own terms. Ideally, I would also recommend that you go ahead and read the first one, even if it is just to have the full context for this book. For those of you who are wondering what aspects of this book are lie at the foundation of me giving it as much praise as I already have, well, the rest of this video should be enough to address your concerns. The plot of this book picks up a few years after the ending of the last book, with the leading couple now married and settled into their own, into their new, more domestic routines. After visiting a parchment signing, Harriet decides that she wants to return to practicing magic. Only this time by staging a magic show. As she is looking into ways to break into this new industry, however, she soon realizes that it is not as friendly to new voices and new messages as she initially supposed, which doesn't do a lot to deter her, if I am to be perfectly honest. But it does mean that the the main benefactor and enforcer of that status quo is out to stop her performance, and it is that enforcer that she has to either shake off or counteract in order to make her in order to make her ambitions come true. While the book is marketed as a romance, it is actually the plotting is actually much more thriller-esque, with a lot of high stakes and a surprising degree of narrative tension, all of which is conveyed in a very focused, very character specific manner, as the readers are being shown how exactly they all counter the challenges that are presented to them. Now, this particular blend of romance and thriller might kind of sound like it'll be a bit of a mess. However, as I've actually already said, Chuck knows just how to thread that needle, and knows to keep the thoughts and the struggles of his characters at the forefront, in order to make sure that the story is written in an enticing yet simultaneously easy to follow manner. This man deals with the outlandish on a regular basis, and this narrative that he has poured himself in really allows him to explore a lot of the dimensionality and grit of his setting. Yeah, surprisingly enough, there is actually a Tingle erotica out there with grit. Yes, because why not? That being said, the author does not dwell on it. He knows how to insert a sense of fun and whimsy and playfulness to it, and he manages to insert all of those elements without actually undercutting the tension of this plot, and without sabotaging the sense of pathos that he is actually building throughout the story, which I have to say I found very engaging. His character work does not slip up either. Like he has proven himself to be quite adept in showcasing his characters, not just the recurring ones, who are shown dealing with their status quo and starting to adjust or make preparations for their new one, and particularly how they counter the challenges that are placed in front of them, but also in terms of the new characters that come to the scene, and just what they bring, not just to the main narrative, but also what they say about the broader world, if I may say so myself. Of these new characters, the standout is absolutely the villain of the piece, the Great Nagini, who manages to be memorable and exciting through her combination of tenacity, creativity, and cruelty. And once her menace level has actually been established, every scene she is in becomes one of the most important scenes of this book, and she really helps convey just exactly what it is that these characters are fighting for. So yeah, great villain work from Chuck Tingle. The other new characters, however, I am saddened to say don't really stand out, at least not as much. They fill the ranks rather than actually lead them. But I still say that I did find them memorable and interesting, even if it is just through what it is that they are parodying, and their own distinctive narratives do quite a bit to enhance the greater world, make it broader, make it seem more fulfilling, more immersive. Last but definitely not least, I have to comment on how Chuck managed to expand upon the magic system of this setting by exploring, by more directly, more poignantly, one could argue, exploring what it is that what performing magic or various various magic rituals actually requires. What kind of preparation goes into making a magic trick? How can what are the possible effects that magic can have? What are the possible consequences magic can have? How is it that these consequences are countered, mitigated, etc.? That was, I have to say, very interesting to follow up on. Overall, this book represents an excellent outing from the man who is a meme, which manages to tell an exciting and compelling story that is both unapologetic in its criticisms and unabashed in its messaging. My final rating for trans wizard Harriet Porber in the Theater of Love is a 4 out of 5. And that was my review. Thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed it, well then please leave a like, maybe even share this video wherever you think other people will like it as well. If you have anything you'd like to add to my review or to the book itself, that's what the comment section is for. And if you want to see when my next video gets released, well then please subscribe. And ideally also ring the bell or do whatever else YouTube will ask of you in order to keep you notified. My own book, Heir to the Empire: The Next Generation, is available at most major book retailers under a master link in the description down below, right past my social media links, which I also suggest you check out should you choose to. I've been working on a sequel to it for maybe not a very long time, but some time now. And if I'm not mistaken, as of this video's wide release, that book will now be available for pre-order. So now is as good a time as any to get the first book, so you have the primer for when the second book, arrives at your doorstep, so to speak. Alternatively, you can also support me via Patreon, where you can also receive various perks such as early access to videos and scripts, both for this channel and my second one. Until next time, I am Jonathan Taylor, and this has been the Heir's Lair.